Hey everybody, I'm the Lazy Quilter and I'm back with Quilt Basics, and today we're going to be putting those layers together. If you want something that's a little bit thicker, and this is actually kind of getting a little bit a trend again in long arming, for people who are doing showpieces especially, is they do 2 layers of cotton, okay? Which can kind of make your quilted stitches pop out more for you long armers out there. If you have a lot of cotton laying around and you want to use 2 layers, you can. If you don't have wool batting, or you don't want to spend the money for wool batting, you can use 2. I'm going to use 2 because I'm actually going to use this as a hot pad on my Christmas table. So 2 layers of batting is pretty heat resistant. You can also get this stuff called Insul Bright, but I don't quite like the way it feels. I much prefer 2 layers of cotton. Okay. All right, so we are going to layer this up. I've got both layers of batting down. Now, for the most part, just use 1 layer of batting, especially if you are doing your first quilt. 1 layer of batting is plenty. I'm using 2 just for reasons I've already stated. So we're going to put this together using a spray. I really like to use 505. It is a spray stick that is not harmful to your machine or your fabric. It also sticks really well. You also have the option of re-sticking after you stick it, okay? Which means if you put it down and you're like, ooh, maybe not, you can lift it back up with not too much effort, but it will also hold for you, so it's a great balance. Doesn't gum up your needle, doesn't gum up your fabric, and it will actually stay stuck until you wash it. So if you spray this and you don't have time to quilt it for a couple weeks, it's okay, it'll hold for you. So they make other sprays that you can use. I have tried a couple of them out. I have been not happy with any of the other ones. I just like 505. I've been using it since I started quilting, so they've been good for the past 10 years, and so I stick with them. So I highly recommend it. You can get them in these big cans, and it also comes in a smaller can. And a big can will do a fair amount of projects for you. So after we have all these layered, we're gonna make sure everything's bigger on all sides, so we've got the backing on all sides. And then this can be applied to the big quilts as well. So exactly what I'm doing, you can do, just lay it out on your floor. I'm actually gonna take my top off for right now, and I'm going to spray the batting to the backing. Put a sheet down, okay? This does mist. Don't have anything around that you don't want a little sticky, okay? This is kind of a... For a project like this, I don't spray a lot. I just like it to be tacky, okay? And it is. And I'm gonna put my first layer of batting down. If you're using a second batting, just do a little bit of stick just to hold these 2 together, okay? Little tip, if you have white in your fabric or backing in your fabric, make sure you don't have any threads on this piece of batting, because they will sometimes show through. Just so much fun. Then we're gonna go do the other side. Flip up. We're doing half and half. Okay. Just enough to stick it down. We don't have to saturate it. If you do get something sticky, if you go buy an orange cleaner, it will take it right off for you, okay? Then what I like to do is I like to flip it to the back and look at the back. Here's when we're going to check it. We're gonna see if we have any rolls or any irregularities. We can also pat it down, okay? Pat from the middle, okay? Don't pat in, because we're just gonna make, rolls. If we're gonna pat from the middle to make it flat, okay? This is the most frustrating part because it's very hard to get all of this flat, especially on a big quilt. But we're looking pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that. So we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna put our top down. Okay, now we're gonna flip our top up. And we're going to just do some spray. Remember, just enough to make it tacky. Okay, you're gonna get some lovely stickiness on your fingers, and then they'll get all fuzzy. It's really nice. So what I like to do with my top is I pick it up here, okay? And you can do this with when you're doing the big quilt, okay? And then I'm just gonna slide it from the middle out. From the middle out. I go down and down and down from the middle out, okay? If we just go side to side, we're gonna create some problems. So, very slowly come from the middle out and pat, 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 press, press, press. Pat, 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 press, 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 okay? Try not to slide your hand too much because that stretches, just like we talked about with ironing a few weeks ago, how the iron can stretch that fabric. Go to this side, take that off. Lift it straight up and then start to put it down and just come from the middle and go out. Come from the middle, go out. This is how you do the big quilts too. Now, if you're doing something big, bigger than a lap, get some help. Get somebody to hold that other side for you. All right. I know some of us aren't good at asking for help, but this is a project that's going to make it a lot easier if you have two sets of hands. Okay, so now we're ready to quilt this, and that is our sandwich.